In a time when Africa is too often defined by foreign benchmarks, here were two kings meeting on their own terms, in their own languages, with their own symbols, no permission asked, no aid required, just Africa in its own image. Hi, I'm Dr. Christie Agawu. In this series, I explore power and aid and African sovereignty. Today, we celebrate two African kings, Otumfuo Osei II and King Mswati III. No aid talk, just tradition, ritual, and centuries of respect renewed in a rare moment of unity and power. What you're about to see is more than ceremony. It's power in its own language. So, in June 2025, His Majesty King Mswati III Ngweyama of Eswatini, Africa's last absolute monarch, visited the Ashanti capital of Kumasi to meet the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei III, King of the Ashantis in Ghana. But this wasn't just protocol. It was a rare meeting between two powerful figures whose authority runs deeper than ballots and borders. Long before colonizers carved up Africa, the continent was a mosaic of civilizations, kingdoms, and power centers. The Ashanti Kingdom emerged in the 1600s, uniting a federation of clans under the Golden Stool. It withstood wars, signed treaties, and fought the British, sometimes diplomatically, sometimes with arms. Meanwhile, in the south of Africa, the Swazi Kingdom solidified its rule over centuries, evolving into modern-day Eswatini. Even today, Eswatini remains an absolute monarchy, but unlike Asantehene, it was within a constitutional republic and holds primarily cultural authority. The king of Eswatini is also head of government, with direct control over policy, military, and national revenue. These two monarchies have endured colonialism, independence, and modernization, not as relics, but as living institutions. When these kings meet, it's not just cultural, it's political theater with deep meaning. Every drumbeat, every stool, every kente cloth or bead-laced gesture is a code of governance. In Kumasi, the Eswatini king was received not by a government minister, but by a court of linguists, chiefs, drummers, and sword bearers. In this world, diplomacy isn't done in suits and ties. It's done in cloth and gold. Is this power rooted not in capital, cities, or parliaments, but in ancestry, spirituality, and memory? Today, many African leaders govern through elections, constitutions, and donor negotiations. But these monarchs, their authority isn't granted. It is inherited, embodied, and kept alive through ritual, memory, and ancestral legitimacy. And while the Asantehene wields cultural and spiritual influence, the king of Eswatini commands real economic and political control. With Eswatini's economy heavily reliant on agriculture, sugar exports, and South Africa customs revenues, the king also oversees the national budget and state appointments. Eswatini has made strides in education and health access, but poverty and unemployment remain high, and the monarchy often faces criticism of lavish spending amidst economic hardship. The king is also known for maintaining a large royal household, reportedly with over a dozen wives and many children. This practice, rooted in Swazi tradition, historically served as a means of forging alliance across clans and regions. But in modern times, it has become a lightning rod for debate. While some see it as a cultural continuity, others, both within Eswatini and abroad, raise questions about gender equity, public accountability, and the image of monarchy in the 21st century. And yes, Eswatini does receive foreign aid, especially in health. With one of the world's highest HIV prevalence rates, the country receives significant support from the US, from PEPFAR, as well as the Global Fund and the UN. Total official development assistance, ODA, hovers around 3 to 5% of GDP. So even here, sovereignty coexists with dependency through the aid flows to the people, not the palace. And interestingly, even the Ashanti Kingdom has engaged with external donors. About 2 decades ago, about 2003, the Asantehene received a major grant of $4.5 million from the World Bank to support education and other initiatives, particularly scholarships for disadvantaged students in Ghana. It was a rare moment where a traditional monarchy directly mobilized development finance. In that case, it flowed through the king, not despite him. This contrast invites reflection. What does it mean when some of Africa's oldest institutions are also among its most powerful, despite or perhaps because of their detachment from Western aid structures? So, what happened when the king of Eswatini met Asantehene? On paper, maybe nothing. No deal signed, no resolution passed, but symbolically everything. If this is going down well for you, subscribe for more episodes on power, aid, and African futures. And of course, like and share as well. Till the next time.